Hello Aries, and welcome to your reading for the week of February 13 through 19, 2024. This is a reading for you if you're an Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, or have some other significant Aries placement in your chart. Welcome to those of you who are new to this channel. It's good to have you here. I hope this reading resonates with you. And for those of you returning, welcome back. It's good to have you here again, and I do hope this reading is a good one for you this week. I have description down below. I have a link to my website, liminalreiki.com, as well as a link to my PayPal donation link and links to my social media, or at least you can find the handles for my social media if you are on Instagram or Facebook. Okay, so the way I do these readings, if you are not familiar, is I will draw a horoscope spread, astrological horoscope spread, so I can look at all aspects of your life for this coming week. And I lay down a cartouche cards first, which are my Egyptian deck, and then I will clarify with a tarot deck, which is what I'm doing for you right now. And okay, almost got our last two cards. Okay, these two wanted to come out very badly. Okay, and the deck I'm using for that this week is the Mythic Tarot by Julia Sharman Burke. And our extra oracle reading, our extra piece of advice for this week is going to come from the Moonology deck. All right, so let's start at the beginning. Okay, so the first house is your own house, Aries energy. This has to do with personality, how you present yourself to the world, how other people see you. Okay, so we have Pyramid with the Six of Cups. So some number of things seem to be going on here, Aries. When Pyramid comes up in the first house, this is like a test of your faith in yourself. Some aspect of your identity or who you are is being challenged. Now, with the Six of Cups, there's a strong past influence here. So this could have to do with childhood. This could be remembrance of a past situation. This could be an encounter with a person from your past. In some cases, this could be past life too. But there's something here where the past is affecting a present situation, and it may be making you question who you are and maybe where you want to go with things. So interesting. We're going to see how that develops as we go through the reading. Now, your second house has to do with money. It's a Taurus energy. So this is your finances, your values, your possessions, strong Venus energy here. Okay, so you have Isis with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, Isis, okay, there's a strong mother vibe with Isis. So I'm just going to say that because I don't know if this something about your personal finance is connected to your mother or to motherhood in some way. But you know, for instance, some people could be getting money from their mother or something like that. But this also has a situation where patience is required, where perseverance is required. The phrase self-care is popping into my head. So for some of you, maybe you're working very hard at something and you need to take some time to make sure that you are having a good work-life balance, I guess is the way I could put it. You have it with the Ace of Pentacles. So this is some kind of new financial thing. This could be a new opportunity. Or at least just some kind of a new start. But it's always good news financially. It does indicate a promising new start for something. So again, for some of you, this could be a new job. It could just be a new income stream, or just some other monies coming in. Like I said, whether this has to do with family or not. I mean, we'll again see when we get into the family houses how likely that is. And again, this is a general reading, so it may be for some people and not for others. So take what resonates and leave the rest. But yeah, definitely seems to be a new start here. My overall feeling is that there could be some kind of new financial start, whether this is a new job, whether this is you refiguring your life, your priorities, like where you're going, and focusing perhaps more on self-care. I feel like that may be the more what's meant by this, but again, it could be different for different people. So third house is Gemini energy, and Gemini has to do with messages that come in. It can have to do with your own business if you are self-employed. Has to do with sibling relationships, brothers, sisters, anything connected to planet Mercury, so short-term travel. I mean, this is more about the messages of Mercury, the communications here, and the intelligence displayed here is more of a practical nature and not so much of a maybe deep metaphysical, deep thought nature. That's what we see up in the ninth house, and we will get there. But yeah, so we have the Earth card with the Ace of Wands here. So, okay, now if you are in your own business, because this is the house of self-effort, then this is a very good financial omen. This would suggest money's coming in, having plenty of money. An Ace of Wands, okay, aces do bring messages. And so there does seem, so this could be a message about money, okay? But it's also something very, very exciting. Like the Wands energy is fire energy. This is what gets us pumped up. This is what gets us motivated to do certain things. So there's some new kind of motivation here or some exciting new prospect. Like I said, it could be financial for you. It could just be a message that's connected to money in some way that's perhaps inspiring you in other ways. But yeah, money or at least stability seems to be part of the picture here. Or the growth of a particular situation, because Earth can have to do with things that are slow growing. Sometimes this is a situation where, again, when we have aces, we're talking about you have Ace of Pentacles, you have Ace of Wands. There definitely seems to be something new coming in, but it is definitely something where you're at the beginning. So when something is new, then obviously, unless you find yourself with a windfall, which would be nice, right? But this can also just mean a situation where, yes, you're off to a very good and strong start, and it was going to grow. So, again, different for everybody. Let's look at the 4th house. This is Cancer energy. This has to do with your family, your home, where you live, in terms of that, whether this has to do with a family or ancestral home or not. And also your sense of security. Sometimes with people, has to do with people's mother. Okay, so we have the winged disc with the Knight of Swords. So when winged disc appears, this is a card of success, okay? And it can have to do, so it suggests that if there have been obstacles or difficulties with a home situation, that they will be overcome. Now, Knight of Swords is often the card, it's definitely a very fast-moving card. It's not like this kind of plodding earth energy that we see here. This is that idea of something moving very, very fast. So for some of you, maybe there's a sudden desire to move or to go somewhere else. There could be some kind of a situation connected to your home or something coming from, I feel like this may be coming more from within the family, because when I see the Knight of Swords, I feel like this is somebody who's either very critical, somebody who thinks before they speak, somebody who may just come rushing in and doing something rash. It's definitely advising you against rash action here. Or it could well be that maybe you said or did something that was rash, or that maybe you're thinking, or you kind of jumped into something and then thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't have jumped into this. Maybe the phrase that I think is look before you leap. So this could be a case where either it's warning you not to do that, or if you have done it, then never fear, because winged disc would indicate things becoming okay regardless. Truthfully, with winged disc, sometimes maybe there is a need to take a leap of faith on something. Okay, because normally the Knight of Swords is saying, oh, think this over first, be cautious, don't just jump in. But I don't know. I think, okay, if you're saying, well, Bridge, are you telling me to jump in or not jump in? I think the response would be go with whatever your gut is telling you. Whatever your intuition is. If you know your human design chart, what's your inner authority? Go with that. Because, that is what going to tell you what the right thing is to do. Because sometimes we need to just take a risk and to just say, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to do this, and whatever the consequences are. So I'm feeling like there's maybe something you want to do. And the fact that it's a sword indicates it could be a conversation that you want to have with somebody. It could be a family member. It could just have to do with your home. It could just have to do with your sense of feeling secure. Maybe if you are, there's a test of your faith in yourself here. So there may be a sense of insecurity here where you're feeling like, I need to, I just want to hurry up and solve this, And again, whether this is about a family matter, whether this is about your home, or just what makes you feel secure, maybe it is with your mom. I don't know. It again, different for different people, but those are all the aspects that are connected to the 4th house. So, yeah, but there's something here where you're feeling like, okay, I just need to rush in and do this. And that may actually, in this case, be a path to success. Because winged disc, it seems to me that no matter what you do, even if you make a mistake, that somehow things are going to come out all right. So I don't know. I'm feeling inclined to say, even though I don't usually see the Knight of Swords as a risk taker, what seems to be coming, what I'm getting on that is that somebody actually does need to take a risk. Somebody just needs to just charge in and do it. So, okay. All right, 5th house. Now, it's funny, Valentine's Day is coming up this week, and 5th house is Leo energy, and this also has to do with, this has to do with, okay, love affairs, creativity, and also potentially children, if you have children. If you don't, then obviously that wouldn't apply. This also has to do with recreation and leisure, things that you do for fun. And the fact that, okay, so for those of you who are single, or are interested in somebody, thinking about getting involved in a relationship, I feel like some of you are interested in somebody who is the person for you, okay? You have the Wheel of Fortune here. This seems to indicate, like, again, I feel like there's this idea of timing, and I can't help feeling like with the Knight of Swords in the position before it, there may be somebody you've been thinking about. Maybe you haven't, been reluctant to take action. Because also, I'm looking over here, and I'm seeing the Sphinx in the 7th house. So I feel like, which is the other relationship house. So I feel like there's something you've been keeping to yourself. Like maybe you've been attracted to somebody and you've just been like, just maybe observing that person, but not actually, maybe you even talk to that person, but you're not putting yourself out there romantically. And this is saying that there is somebody, maybe this is something that's coming up that you're thinking about right now, maybe because of Valentine's Day, who knows? But nonetheless, whoever this is, the Wheel of Fortune suggests to me that the right person may be coming in. And right now, this may be just somebody who you are dating, or maybe somebody who you're thinking about dating, or getting involved with. So yeah, there's somebody here. If there's somebody you've been thinking about, then this seems to indicate that there's something. Wheel of Fortune's a major arcana. It's not a minor. So whatever this is, this feels like this is going to be an important relationship. So whether you're in it or whether you're thinking about getting in it, this seems to be coming up for you right now. That's very interesting. And we'll talk about the 7th house in a moment. Right now I want to go, but I should say, I should cover all aspects of this house. If you are not getting in a relationship, or if you're already married, or something like that, then this would be saying potentially that there could be a partnership. This could be a creative partnership, okay? This could be somebody you're working with creatively. Maybe also someone you're dating, maybe not, I don't know. But this can also just indicate working with someone creatively to create something that, I feel like the Wheel of Fortune says this is something that you are, I don't like to use the term destiny, because I'm not sure that I totally believe in the idea that everything is fated or destined, because I don't. We all have choices. But Wheel of Fortune suggests almost like the universe is pushing you in a particular direction. So whether this pertains to a creative project or whether this pertains to a love affair, but I can't help but feeling like for some of you, even those of you who might be resistant to love right now, that's what this is referring to. Okay, 6th house, Virgo energy. Virgo has to do with health, has to do with your job, if you work a job, for somebody. It's a house of service. It can also have to do with things that you're worried or anxious about, and it can also have to do with pets, if you happen to have pets. Okay, you have air with the Fool. So again, risk and communication here, okay? And I feel like this has more to do with worry. It doesn't feel like a health thing. If you do have a health situation going on, air to me would indicate something that will pass quickly, okay? So if any of you are worried about your health, I feel like there could be situations, or air would indicate that if something appears to be serious, it may not be as serious as it appears to be. But as I will always say when I talk about health in the 6th house, for anything, really, you don't listen to me. If you have any kind of health concern, please visit your doctor, because they are the authority on this, not me. So, but I feel like, I don't know why, the worry aspect comes up. I feel like you are worried about taking a risk in communicating with somebody, which would make sense with the Knight of Swords down here. And also all of these things. So, but I feel like the Fool is, with everything else I'm seeing here, the Fool is telling you to take a risk. I think the problem you have here is this 6 of Cups. This is what's coming into my mind. Maybe you took a risk in a situation like this before, and you failed. Like maybe let's just say it's a love affair thing. This may apply to some of you, maybe not. But if it was a love affair, let's just say you want to talk to somebody, or you want to talk about having a relationship, but you're like, no, in the past I did this and I was rejected, or it didn't work out. This is saying, the fact that you've got, this is a test of the faith in yourself over here. But this is saying, no, this would definitely be saying, and especially with Wheel of Fortune, this is not a repeat of the past, okay? This is a whole new thing. And you've got all these cards of new things in communication, new things in your sense of home, security, finance. I mean, I don't know. Something new is happening, and I feel like it's happening in connection with somebody. And again, if you're already married, this could be a case of, okay, this could be just a new business partner coming in or something. But I feel for some of you, this definitely has to do with love. So I feel like this is saying you're worried about taking a risk and communicating with somebody. There's something you want to communicate to somebody, and you're saying, should I or shouldn't I? And this is saying, yes, you should, okay? Unequivocally, yes, you should. So let's look at because here we have the 7th house. This is Libra energy. This has to do with partnerships, relationships, of all legalized types. So if you're not married, then this would be about the prospects for marriage with somebody. And again, if there is somebody you're interested in right now, this looks really strong here in the 5th house here. At least for somebody it is. And you have Sphinx with the King of Cups. Yeah, you are holding your feelings back. I mean, King of Cups is somebody who has love. So if you're a woman watching this reading, the King of Cups could be a man who loves you, okay? But regardless, and also gender doesn't have to matter. This could also be about a woman as well. But here with the Sphinx and the King of Cups, one of the aspects of it is holding feelings back, not showing your feelings, keeping your feelings under control. So this is what you're doing here. You have, so for some of you, again, those of you who are unmarried, interested in somebody, not sure if you should make a move, whoever you're looking at, this is a relationship that's going to take you forward. This is what's going to take you, and there's somebody you're looking at, and the reason this person's being pointed out to you is because they're important, okay? I'm feeling that very, very strongly here. And so with this is you hanging back from making any kind of commitment or doing anything, okay? This is what you've been doing, and maybe this is what you're going to continue to do for right now. I mean, obviously, everything is about choice. You can choose to do or not do what you want to do. But certainly, I would say this reading is encouraging you to break out of this, I think, and to actually show that love and not to hold it back, okay? If this is something that you want. Now, if you're already married and you're saying, well, hey, I'm already married, then Sphinx then can indicate something that either you or your partner is holding back on then. Somebody's holding their feelings back in some kind of a situation. So ultimately, I feel like whatever kind of relationship you're in, or not in at this point, or just thinking about being in, there's definitely a sense of open communication here. I feel like too much is being hidden or kept secret right now. And I feel like you're unsure about whether or not you should change this. But everything else in your reading is encouraging you to speak up, to speak your mind. Okay. So let's look at the 8th house. This is Scorpio energy. This has to do with transformation, okay? So this has to do with major change in your life. It can also have to do with other people's money. All right, interesting. Scarab with Justice. Okay, for some people, especially with this Ace of Wands here, this could indicate justice has to do with legal matters, okay? And so when it shows up in this house of other people's money, this could be a financial settlement from somebody. Seeing with Scarab, it could have been a family member who passed on, and maybe you're inheriting money from them. Maybe that's why. Maybe somebody who's a mother or motherly figure. Maybe somebody's grandmother passed away or something. I don't know. That's not going to be true for everybody. So so don't worry about that. If you've got an older parent or grandparent, don't assume that this means that something's going to happen. Because that is never predicted in tarot, by the way. I mean, you can see things that indicate, maybe you're concerned about somebody, but tarot will never ever tell you. Tarot, cartouche, none of them will ever tell you the time. Okay, sometimes people, if you know somebody's very, very sick, sometimes you can say like, well, what might be happening over the year, whether that person's going to improve or if it seems like they may not improve. You're still never going to see a moment of death here. And I don't think it's wise to ever look into that aspect of things. But regardless, I think we can put that aside. There's definitely a new beginning coming for you. And the fact that you've got all these aces here, you've got the Fool, which is your own energy, Aries energy, Wheel of Fortune. I mean, you are at, there's literally no question, Aries, that you are in a new beginning. Something is starting over for you. You're making a fresh start. Something is new. And justice, if it doesn't have to do with a legal matter, it would have to do with you finding balance and setting things right. Okay? So that's what you're doing here. I feel like you are trying to keep things in balance. So, So, so this is definitely, wow. This is just actually a pretty, I feel like maybe in December or maybe November, I did another reading for you, Aries, that just seemed really monumental. Well, this is another one. Something is coming up again. So if whatever came up then, maybe if you've put some of that on ice, maybe now it's saying like, hey, it's coming back around again. Okay, 9th house is has to do with the deeper thought, religious institutions, higher education, educational institutions, long distance travel, as opposed to the short-term trips that we see in the third house. So this got to do with going someplace far away. It's strong Jupiter energy, so it's about expansion. It's about expanding your horizons, learning new things, doing new things, and also potentially legal matters as well. And I say that because Crook and Flail shows up here, which is another legal card, and you have Justice over here. So for some of you, there's definitely some kind of either a legal matter. Again, this could have to do with money or inheritance or something, but if not, then it could just be some kind of monies that are owed to you from a court case or something like that. Or monies, government's coming into my mind too. Like some monies maybe that are going to finally come through for you on something. That's kind of coming into my mind here. So that's possible for some of you. But with now 8 of Wands, remember, this is long distance travel, and what do we see? We see this is supposed to be the Argo, I think, but you're seeing the ship, okay? And 8 of Wands is fast movement. It brings messages, and yeah, we do see travel here. So whether this is you traveling or someone traveling to you, and you've got an 8 here, and the 1 + 7 on here adds up to 8. So the number 8 seems to be significant with regard to either a legal matter or travel of some kind or something. But whatever's happening here, it's going to happen. I feel like this means it's going to happen very fast. There's just some kind of communication that can be bringing about a quick change. And I don't know, Crook and Flail to me also has to do with something to do with legal matters. For some of you, this could have to do with moving abroad, or someone moving abroad because, there's the idea of dealing with the legal issues of moving, okay, or taking this long trip. But this could just be somebody who has decided to, to make a long trip. I don't know. Whatever it is, either there's just going to be very fast movement and fast change on something. And again, this could be a card about being confident, being seen, being in balance. If it doesn't have to do with legal matters, those are all the elements of Crook and Flail, of self-discipline, of self-confidence, of acting as an authority. For some people, this could have to do with school, because Crook and Flail could indicate an authority figure, like a professor or just somebody or a religious figure who might be considered to have authority. Or the authority could be you. I don't know. Maybe you have some kind of authority and you're traveling for that. Again, it's going to be different for different people, but there's definitely fast movement and fast movement ahead. And being that is the house of expansion, you're having all these cards of like, okay, things are moving very, very fast, and you need to make sure you're focusing on your own needs, taking care of yourself, staying in balance, and there definitely is a need to be communicating with somebody here too. I mean, I'm definitely seeing that. Okay, 10th house. This is Capricorn energy. This has to do with your career, your fame, your reputation, how you're seen. Okay, so you have Horus with the 4 of Cups. Now, when the 4 of Cups shows up here, there's something that we're not seeing. There's an opportunity that we might be missing. I think we're too focused on, this usually comes up when we're too focused on keeping things as they are. And now in this particular deck, this is the myth of Eros and Psyche, okay? So this is when Psyche is talking to her, she has her invisible husband and she's talking to her sisters, and her sisters are trying to push her to confront her husband, really, to move things to the next level. And they're usually portrayed as jealous and screwing things up, but no, I feel like this is somebody here, Actually, what literally the phrase that's coming into my head is somebody's sister is pushing them to the next level. I don't know. That's true. That's a very individual message. That's obviously not true for everybody, but it's true for somebody. Well, we do have Horus. This is a family card here, but nonetheless, there is an element of healing with this card. This does suggest that whatever it is you're doing, that you are seen, and that you are popular, and that you are liked. Okay, because Horus is definitely that, and also you may be very creative. So this is strong Leo energy, and so with having the Sun energy showing up in your 10th house, which is the house of Saturn, is actually very good, because it suggests that you are somebody very well positioned. You are somebody very well liked. You have a good reputation, and you may be viewed as creative as well. The family thing, I don't know. This is the house of the father too, so because there's a strong family element to Horus as well. So take that as it resonates. It may or may not. But this 4 of Cups indicates, I don't know. I feel like you've got a lot going for you, and you may be missing an opportunity here. And there may be some situation here that's pushing, maybe some return of something, because Wheel of Fortune also can indicate something coming back around. I feel like something's pushing you to the next level here, and you kind of maybe, or you may be looking at something very pessimistically when there may be a lot of promise in something. So anyway, take that as it resonates for you. 11th house. This is Aquarius energy. This is your friendships, your goals, your destiny, your social networks. Okay, so you have Hathor with the 7 of Swords. This is interesting because Hathor would indicate somebody, female person. Okay, so female friend. 7 of Swords. This is interesting because this is like somebody who's secretly watching. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, sometimes it's somebody who's being manipulative, but I don't know. In light of everything else, the fact also that I'm seeing this over here, I feel okay for at least one person here. I feel like if you're the King of Cups here, holding your emotions back and hiding them, then it seems to me like there's somebody over here, maybe somebody you're currently friends with, who may be doing the same thing. Okay, 7 of Swords, maybe you're both kind of warily eyeing each other and not wanting to toe the line. That this person may be, watching behind the scenes. This is also a card of negotiation and diplomacy. I mean, sometimes people consider this to be a card of theft or somebody who's trying to be manipulative. But again, with all the other energies here, it may well be that you're looking at a female friend warily. Maybe you think somebody's not trustworthy or has something up their sleeve. But I don't know. I just don't. I feel like it connects to what I'm seeing in the first house here. I feel like this is more a crisis of confidence rather than it is somebody actually doing that. But I do feel like there's somebody, and maybe there's somebody here who's not really sure how to approach you. So they're kind of sneaking around in the background and, maybe, maybe dropping subtle hints, but not, because 7 of Swords is not somebody who is direct, okay? And again, like this Knight of Swords here, I mean, I'm feeling like with the tone of the rest of the reading and the other cards that are coming up in connection because with tarot you can read cards in isolation, but generally you want to really read them in relation to other cards. So I feel like 7 of Swords here. I feel like you and somebody maybe who you're currently friends with, maybe who you're thinking about having a relationship with, maybe you're both kind of warily eyeing each other, and it's saying, look, it's time to just somebody just step in and go, okay, let's talk about this. So. I don't know. That's what I'm getting for you, Aries, at least for some of you. And again, if you're already married or this is not a situation that feels like it resonates with you, then there definitely seems to be this idea of, somebody maybe who you need to negotiate with, maybe somebody who is watching in your friend group. I think there's also a worry here about not sabotaging yourself in a situation, because 7 of Swords can come up when there's this element of feeling sabotaged. So overall, I would just say if this has more to do with your hopes and wishes, I mean, for some of you, maybe there is a friend who you're questioning or you're wary of. That may apply here, or a situation that approaching them directly, maybe you want to find a way to negotiate things so that it's not like you're just forcefully coming in, that you're kind of finding a way to say things without directly saying them, I guess. So yeah, so see what that's about there. But it can also be, if it has to do with your hopes and wishes, I feel like this is saying that diplomacy and maybe even passivity, because Hathor has to do with the feminine being passive, may be more beneficial than you jumping in directly at something, okay, in terms of a wish that you want. Okay, 12th house. This is Pisces energy, imagination. This has to do with what you are, what you might be afraid of, what you're not showing to people. Okay, yeah, and we have Bast with the Knight of Cups. This is about making an invitation. This may be a worry that something is going to be a distraction. This is about, and Bastet is about being noticed and about being liked. So with the Knight of Cups, I mean, just again, for the person who this applies to, there's definitely a fear that you're not going to be recognized, that an invitation maybe is not going to be accepted, because this is in the house of fear, okay? There seems to be fears around moving forward on something, This is a very, very social card. This has to do with, this has to do a lot, has to do with the arts, has to do with creativity, it has to do with having fun, enjoying yourself. I don't know. There seems to be some fear around this, and like I said, this is also a card of liking to be paid attention, liking to receive attention. It's the cat card. It's the idea of pay attention to me when I want to be paid attention to, of course, but that's the way cats are. But yeah, I feel like there's a fear about either somebody who's made an invitation to you or one that you want to make. I think there seems to be a fear of moving into this more social sphere here somehow. For some of you, I feel like this means that you spend a lot of time alone, or you work very independently, and maybe you don't get out and do things, and maybe you're worried about what that's going to mean for you. But with the Four of Cups over here in your career house and seeing the Fool in your 6th house, I do feel like it's time to make some kind of a change. I feel like, well, let's get the overall here. Yeah, you've got Osiris with the King of Pentacles. So you're definitely in a position, Aries, where you've got it together. Like financially, you've got it together. Your judgment is good. You've got a solid foundation. This is very, very solid. And when you get to a king, you're kind of at a point where I think maybe you're where you're in a secure enough position that you can consider something new. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. That you are definitely in a secure position. You've got your act together. This is not something that's going to, like, I feel like there's changes and risks that you might want to take here, like with the Fool, but you're afraid to take them because maybe you might be all work and no play, and I feel like especially with these self-care aspects, that it's time to find more of a balance there. Okay, so I'm pulling a Moonology card for you, and wow, Aries, you've got Believe in the Impossible and a New Start is Coming, okay? I couldn't make that up. Those two flipped out here, so there is definitely something new coming in for you here. You are in a great position. I don't even know what else to say. I just think that if you've been reluctant, if you've been lacking in confidence, if you've been feeling like there's something you want to move on and you're like, no, I don't know, I need to, whatever the reason may be, maybe you're worried about somebody's motives, maybe you're looking at a situation and going, oh no, is this a repeat of the past? But I don't think that's the case here. I mean, yeah, believe in the impossible. Yeah, I just feel like something really good is going to happen here, Aries, and I think you need to not miss the opportunity, and I think this will, you've got all these cards of getting back in balance and setting things to right, so yeah, this is a really good reading. Awesome. I hope you have a great week. I hope this all comes true soon, that it's not prognosticating something, that's very far off in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you've not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss these videos when they come out. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.